Good afternoon. This is the caucus meeting for August 12, 2026. Right now is 5:37 p.m. Presiding officer of the council, Milady Tejeda, wishes to advise the audience that notice of this meeting has been filed with the Home News Tribune, the Star Ledger, and posted in the bulletin board in the city clerk's office and in the city's website, indicating that today's meeting is being held in the council chambers, City Hall, 260 High Street, 5:30. Right now is 5:38 p.m. The council meeting will follow the caucus and closed session. Council President Tejeda, as a courtesy of the governing body, I will ask all individuals present, including members of the audience, to please turn off all cell phones and electronic devices. Should you need to make a telephone call, please go out into the hallway and speak in a low voice so as not to disturb the ongoing meeting. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista,
Present.
Councilwoman Morales,
Present.
Councilwoman Peralta,
Present.
Councilman Puccio,
Present.
Council President Tejeda.
Present. Before we continue with tonight's agenda, I would like to take a brief moment to recognize a very special young person from our community. We are proud to have with us tonight Isabella Pardo, a 2026 graduate of Perth Amboy High School and an outstanding student athlete who has represented Perth Amboy with tremendous dedication and accomplishment. At this time, I would like to turn it over to Mayor Helman J. Cava for a special presentation and recognition. Mayor?
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, council members. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For me, it's an honor to present a mayor citation to this another amazing student athlete that we have in the city of Perth Amboy. This is a special moment for all of us, and we believe that we should be recognizing and also help elevate student athletes that go beyond, right, as far as giving back to the city of Perth Amboy, going beyond what they're normally are asked to do. And at this moment, if Isabella Pardo could please come forward. Come to there. Yes, you can have a seat there. And like I mentioned, it's for me, it's an honor for all of us. I'm sure it's an honor to have you here, President, and to recognize the tremendous accomplishment that you have accomplished here in our beautiful city of Perth. And this memorial citation is presented to Isabella Pardo. The city of Perth Amboy proudly recognizes you. Perth Amboy High School class of 2026 for her distinguished career as a student athlete, for setting a standard of excellence for those who will follow her. A four-year varsity starter in both basketball and softball, Isabella concludes her high school career holding all-time Perth Amboy High School records in both sports. In basketball, she became the school's all-time leading scorer with 1,607 career points. Surpassing the previous record of 1,282, and earned first team all-conference honors. On the softball field, Isabella became the school's all-time hits leader with 135 career hits, also earning first team all-conference honors. Her achievements earned her a softball scholarship to the University of Albany, where she will continue her academic and athletic career. Isabella has also competed in women's softball in Puerto Rico and represented Puerto Rico in international tournament competition. Beyond competition, she gives back as a youth instructor, mentoring girls ages 8 to 16 and helping young athletes develop their skills and their confidence. Isabella's legacy is reflected not only in the records she leaves behind, but in the example she sets for the next generation of Perth Amboy student athletes. Therefore, on behalf of the city of Perth Amboy, we proudly congratulate Isabella Pardo on her historic achievements and wish her continued success in the next chapter of her academic and athletic journey. Congratulations. You know what? I'm gonna stand here, right? That way I could be her size. All of this could.
We should call her family over.
Yes, and you know what? If you want to share a few words.
Come on, you can do it.
Love to hear from you.
Thank you for this citation. Wait, right? That's
Yes.
it? Thank you. I enjoyed every year at Perth Amboy High School, and I'm very grateful for my teammates and the coaching staff and for this award. Thank you.
Congratulations. Come forward.
Yes, go ahead.
Take a picture with her and her family. See?
We can stand in the back.
I'm going to
No, you're not. Josh.
Congratulations.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Council President, if I may continue before we can continue with the council meeting. I know today is another important meeting due to our 2026 budget, and I just want to say a few words. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight marks the final public hearing of the Perth Amboy's 2026 municipal budget, and I want to begin by simply saying thank you. This budget comes at a time of significant financial pressure. Like many of you, the city is facing increased utility costs, higher healthcare expenses, rising pension obligations, inflation, and other costs that are largely beyond our control. We also continue to manage the financial and operational impacts of last year's cyber incident. We know these pressures are real, and we know they are being felt by many families throughout our community. Despite these challenges, we have worked hard to produce a fiscally responsible budget that keeps our city on a path of safety, stability, and continued progress. Throughout this process, our goal has been clear: maintain the services that matter most to our residents, continuing investing in the city of Perth Amboy's future, and keep the impact on taxpayers as low as possible. We protected essential services, we prioritize public safety, we continue investing in our infrastructure, in our parks, our neighborhoods, technology, and our quality of life. And we worked hard to balance those priorities with our responsibility to taxpayers. This has been a demanding budget year, but it has also demonstrated that we can accomplish, or what we can accomplish, when we work together with a shared commitment to our beautiful city. I'm particularly proud of the transparency of this year's process. We did more than introduce a budget. We explained it. We opened our departmental budget hearings to the public, gave our directors an opportunity to discuss their operations, their accomplishments, challenges, and priorities. Provided detailed information to our city council, and worked to help residents better understand where their tax dollars go and what they receive in return. That is important because transparency is about more than making information available. It's about making information understandable and giving people an opportunity to participate. I sincerely want to thank our business administrator, our chief financial officer, and the finance department, our department directors, employees, and professionals for the tremendous amount of work and that brought us to this point. I also want to thank our city council for its review, its input, questions, and leadership throughout this process. While we may not always agree on every issue, we share the same fundamental responsibility to do what we believe is in the best interest of the people of the city of Perth Amboy. And most importantly, I want to thank all of you, our residents. I appreciate the time so many of you have taken to attend meetings, to ask questions, share your thoughts with me and with our city council members, and participate in this process. Your involvement makes our city government stronger. And I'm grateful for your continued partnership as we move our beautiful city forward together. We know that every dollar matters to our families in the city of Perth Amboy. We take seriously the trust you have placed in each and every one of us to manage those dollars responsibly and to continue delivering the services and improvements you expect and you deserve. This budget reflects that responsibility, but it also reflects our confidence in the future of our beautiful city. We are strengthening public safety. We're improving our neighborhoods and infrastructure. We are modernizing city government, and we are building a stronger foundation for the future. There's always more work to do, but there's also much to be proud of. Perth Amboy is a city with extraordinary history, strong families, hardworking people, and tremendous potential. Our responsibility is to honor that history while continuing to build a city that the next generation will be proud to call home. We believe in the city of Perth Amboy. We believe in our people, and together we will continue moving our great city forward together. Thank you. May God continue to bless the city of Perth Amboy and all who call it home. Muchas gracias, and God bless each and every one of you. Thank you, Council.
Thank you. And now, before we continue, we also have a resident who wants to appeal a denial of a parking space, a handicap parking space. Patricia Brown, is she here? Okay, come on to the mic. Thank you.
Good evening,
Good
council
evening.
members. My name is Patricia Brown, and I live at 84 Lewis Street, and I'm here to appeal the denial of a residential handicap parking space application, which was rejected solely due to there only being 15 feet in front of my property. I have provided you the documentation of my formal appeal. And as you review this paperwork, I ask you to consider 3 critical points. I've lived in the home for 36 years. It's the only house on the entire block that doesn't have a driveway. There are no off-street parking options, making a designated street space my only safe access to my home. For decades, I have successfully has parked full-size Lincoln Town cars in the spot in front of my home, and there was never an issue with blocking the neighbors or blocking traffic or any of that. And let's see. Oh, and today I drive a much smaller Jaguar. So it fits in there. I have a picture on my cell phone how it sits. And it's safely within boundaries. I'm not blocking anybody. And if a variance for the space directly in front of my house is deemed impossible, I'm officially requesting a compromise. I am entirely open to the city designating a standard handicap space slightly further down, as close to my home as possible to satisfy the ordinance of 22 feet while meeting my medical necessity. And I'd like to thank you for your time and your empathy and your help in finding a safe solution tonight.
Okay. The way it works, you come and present, then the city council review the paperwork, and then we will contact you, letting you know the decision of the council. So you will receive some information, whether we approve or not.
Because I have a severe heart condition.
Okay,
and I
we
can't-
understand, and we will look at the paperwork.
Okay,
So we
it's all
cannot
there.
make like a decision right now, we just have to review it.
Okay, and how will you contact me? By phone? By-
You have your email here,
Yes,
or we usually go through the clerk and let you know,
okay,
okay?
okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, ordinance, public hearing, 3 minutes maximum per speaker per ordinance. Number 1, bond ordinance providing for the removal and replacement of areas for the Runyon Water Treatment Plant in and by the city of Perth Amboy in the county of Middlesex, New Jersey, appropriating $3,891,523, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $3,891,523 bonds or notes of the city to finance the cost thereof. Number 2, an ordinance of the city of Perth Amboy County of Middlesex amending and supplementing the general ordinances of the city, Chapter 430, zoning and land development, Article 10, parking to establish the requirement for payments in lieu of parking. Agenda, public comment. Citizen may address the council on any matter on the agenda which does not have its own scheduled public hearing. Citizen shall be permitted to speak once for the maximum of 3 minutes. Minutes, June 29, 2026, council meeting. Reports. Number 1, Fallon Barczewski, tax collector, submitted the monthly report of collection for the month of June 2026. Number 2, Jill A. Goldie's Comptroller CFO submitted the following: investment report for June 2026, check register report for the month of June 2026 in the total amount of $12,981,663.28. PKF O'Connors Davis submitted the report of audit for years ending December 31st, 2025 and 2024. Ordinance, first reading, no public discussion. An ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy to amend an ordinance entitled an ordinance designating restricted parking spaces for use by handicapped persons. Ordinance number 380-85 and amendments adopted July 2nd, 1985, also known as Chapter 255A, Seek of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy, and this is about additions and deletions. Number 2, an ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled Vehicles and Traffic, ordinance number 194-78, as amended, adopted September 19, 1978, also known as Chapter 414, Seek of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy. And this is about stop, intersection, and through streets. I guess the following one is number 3,
yeah.
Vicky, right?
Yes.
Okay, this ordinance, the ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, approving certain amendments to the Focus 2020 Redevelopment Plan Area 1 pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law. I feel that the council needs some more information, so we would like to remove that ordinance for the following until we get the information that we need to just continue.
Well, it's actually, right, it's misnumbered. Okay.
Number 5, ordinance of the City Council of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, New Jersey, authorizing the acquisition of the property designated to the tax maps of the City of Perth Amboy as Block 399.27, Lot 41, commonly known as 564 North Park Drive, for a public purpose pursuant to NJSA 40A, column 12-5, and NJSA 20, column 3-1.
Madam President,
Yes?
I have a question for the DA.
Okay.
Is this the house
Mhm.
that borders Conbury Boulevard, the last house on North Park Drive? Across the street from the high school, there's a house on the corner that's next to the property that we own, where the staff is using as a parking lot, the old firehouse property. Is that the house? Okay.
It is on the corner, yes. So
Yeah, that's
it's-
it. So does Tasha?
Yeah.
Does the director know? Where is she?
No, the property it is on the corner. It's that corner property,
All right,
564.
there's
North
probably
Park.
that house. While we're at it, before we go on to number 6, is number 6 the property for the firehouse?
It's
329.
so for number 6, it's not determined just yet. That's been talked about. It's a
Oh,
possibility.
okay. But that's what we're
not there
talking
yet.
about there, right? Okay. All right.
Five. Yeah,
That's
five.
the
good.
corner of Fayette and High Street?
Yeah, that's Fayette and High, right?
329.
5 is the public purposes also is contemplated for parking.
All right. Right.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I just
Num-
wanted to make sure.
Okay, number 6, ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, New Jersey, authorizing the acquisition of the property designated on the tax maps of the City of Perth Amboy as Block 127, Lot 15, commonly known as 329-331 High Street, for public purposes pursuant to NJSA 48, column 12-5, and NJSA 20, column 3-1. Number 7, we're out of order.
5 and 6.
4,
Yeah, it's actually number
that should be
6.
really 6. An ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, Middlesex County, New Jersey, to amend an ordinance entitled Vehicles and Traffic. Ordinance number 194-768, as amended, adopted September 19, 1978, also known as Chapter 414, Seek of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy, and this is about loading zone, Cortlandt Street location. This is the one that has to be amended,
Right.
correct? Okay. Resolution R 297-826, authorizing the reading of the 2026 budget by the title only. Budget to be read by the title prior to the public hearing. Public hearing on the calendar year 2026 municipal budget, R 257, 726. There will be an open public hearing and then we'll close it. R 298, 826, adopting the calendar year 2026 municipal budget, and it requires a DLGS approval prior to the adoption. R 299, 826, authorizing emergency temporary appropriation to extend the calendar year 2026 temporary budget in the amount of $7,492,032. R 30826, certifying to the local finance board all members of the governing body have reviewed as a minimum the section of the annual audit entitled Comments and Recommendation. R 301-826, directing the tax collector to place a lien on 697 Hanson Avenue, Block 307, Lot 14.01, in the amount of $428.65 for charges incurred by the Department of Public Works to remedy a public nuisance. R 302-826, directing the tax collector to place a lien on 554 Johnston Street, Block 266, Lots 3 and 4, in the amount of $644.59 for charges incurred by the Department of Public Works to remedy a public nuisance. R 303-826, consenting to the 2026-2027 renewal of plenary retail consumption license number 121633-102-002 held in the name of United Poles in American Enterprise, Inc., 281 Grace Street, effective August 13, 2026. R 304-826, authorizing the person-to-person transfer of plenary retail consumption license number 1216-32-024-006, held in the name of AC Ascona LLC, TA Gas Liquors at 434 State Street to Crystal Liquor LLC. R 305-926, authorizing a refund in the amount of $100 to Justin Kijowski for the return of one gate key and one restroom key at the Harborside Marina. R 306-826, authorizing accumulated leave payout for Jonathan Coronado Castillo in the amount of $1,129.11, based on separation from service on July 1st, 2025. R 307-826, authorizing a contract with Aprusi, McDermott, Master, and Murphy to represent the city in labor and employment matters for a period of 1 year, commencing January 1st, 2026, and terminating December 31st, 2026, in an amount not to exceed $100,000. R 308-826, authorizing the temporary closure of Sadowski Parkway for Perth Amboy Day 2026 on September 12, 2026, from 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. R 309-826, authorizing the submission of an application to the New Jersey Urban Enterprise Zone Authority for the Urban Enterprise Zone Assistance funds for the Independence Day celebration in an amount not to exceed $175,000 for fiscal year 2027. R 318-826, authorizing the submission of an application to the New Jersey Urban Enterprise Zone Authority for the Urban Enterprise Zone Assistance funds for public safety purposes in the in the Urban Enterprise Zone program in an amount not to exceed $450,000 for fiscal year 2027. R311-826, authorizing the submission of an application to the New Jersey Urban Enterprise Zone Authority for the Urban Enterprise Zone assistance funds for a seasonal clean team project in the amount not to exceed $200,000. R312-826, authorizing the submission of an application to the New Jersey Urban Enterprise Zone Authority for the Urban Enterprise Zone Assistance Funds for a facade and signage program in the amount not to exceed $300,000. R313-826, authorizing submission of an application to the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs for the fiscal year 2027 recreation opportunities for individuals with disabilities grant. R314-826, authorizing a contract with Hannon A. Bolles Esquire to represent the city as a public defender for the period commencing January 1st, 2026, and terminating December 31st, 2026, in an amount not to exceed $38,000. R315-826, supporting redevelopment at 25 Second Street, Block 10, Lots 1.01, 1-12, Block 11, Lot 1.01, Block 16, Lots 1.01, 1-14, 15.01. R316-826, authorizing change order number 1 to the contract with Rapid Pump and Meter Services Corporation for the furnishing and replacement of 3 variable frequency drives at the Second Street Sewerage Pumping Station project in an amount not to exceed $5,000. R317-826, authorizing change order number 4 to the contract with Macaulay Construction Company, Inc. for the Veterans Memorial Youth League Complex Field House renovation located at 691 Dorothy Avenue in the amount of $5,737. R318-826, authorizing change order number 5 to the contract with Macaulay Construction Company, Inc. for the Veterans Memorial Youth League Complex Field House renovation located at 691 Dorothy Avenue in the amount of $8,011.83. R319-826, authorizing change order number 1 to the contract with P&A Construction, Inc. for roadway improvement to Penn Street, Johnston Street, and West Side Avenue, reducing the original contract amount by $76,562 with 18 cents, to which reduces the contract amount from $1,283,150 with 51 cents to $1,206,588 with 33 cents. R328-26, authorizing an affiliation agreement between Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey School of Social Work, and the City of Perth Amboy Office of Aging for Student Practicum Placement. R321-826, authorizing success-bound partnership with Middlesex College, $5,000. R322-826, authorizing the planting of a Liberty tree and the installation of a commemorative sign within City Hall Circle Park. R323-826, authorizing change order number 2 to the contract with Aquatic Service Commercial Pool Servicing for contracting services related to the removal and replacement of the competition pool pump in an amount not to exceed $8,766 with 58 cents. R 324-826, authorizing a refund in the amount of $50 to Mark Rebovich for the return of one gate key at the Harborside Marina. R 325-826, authorizing extension of injury leave for Sergeant Joel Puntiel until November 3rd, 2026. 326 and 327 are being removed. R 328-826, recognizing the 25th anniversary of September 11th, 2001, rescinding R 514-1225. R 329-826, the issuance of a public entertainment permit to Live Love Live PA for a fundraising to be held on August 15, 2026, from 12 noon to 5 p.m. at the Rudy Park. R 330-826, accepting fiscal year 2025 local solicitation Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistant Grant of $158,358.
Madam President,
Yes.
Mr. Klein, do we know what this money would be utilized for in the police department? It's $158,000.
I can call the chief up to have him answer that question.
Yeah, all right. Make sure I have a microphone here.
Good afternoon, council. I could not hear you, sir. I'm sorry. Back there.
Oh, it's the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice.
You have to
Assistance
get
Grant.
closer to you.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
I have you now, yes.
All right. It's the Edward Burns Memorial Justice Assistance Grant. I mean, that money, what would it be utilized for?
Yes, it's refer to it as the JAG grant. As you know, we administrate it for the entire county for all of the other towns, and there were one or two other towns that were picked up. So clearly all of that money's not going towards us.
So we get a piece of it.
Yeah, we get a piece,
I mean,
20-something
What
thousand.
would we usually use some of this funding for, though?
We've used it in the past for computer equipment for the vehicles. We've used it for a motor on one of the boats, different things that little.
So it wouldn't be earmarked particularly to anything, just the use for the police department, like an engine blew up, and you would use that money to replace an engine. Oh,
Correct, yes, for equipment, yes.
Oh, okay, that's
right.
cool. I'm good.
All right.
I just wanted to know.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
R 331-826, application for 2026 drive sober or get pulled over. R 332-826, contract with Colliers Engineering and Design, Inc., Raritan Riverfront Park Project. $116,641 with 25 cents. Does that goes for bid, or how do we get to that?
Which one is that? I'm sorry.
It's number 332.
Just gonna pull it.
Colliers,
Fully at the end.
Colliers. They could, I think the one where they were owed money.
If I may,
Okay, go ahead.
I don't have all the specifics, but I can speak somewhat to it. My understanding is for the Raritan Riverfront Park improvements that we're doing, there was a contract originally given to Colliers Engineering and Design regarding the development of the designs and such for the park itself. And that was awarded through a professional service contract. Now what's happening is because there's a lot of issues with the park property, and we have to do ongoing monitoring of various construction efforts that we're making there. there's this proposal now for additional services to Colliers Engineer and Design for observation of the construction to make sure that we're meeting certain requirements. And they were picked specifically because we had a professional service contract with them previously related to those park improvements, and this is now an additional service that they found to be needed for the project.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
R 333-826, professional service contract with Suburban Consulting Engineer, Inc., proposed Veterans Park Sanitary Sewage Pump Station, $14,150. R 334-826, authorizing submission of an application to the NJDEP Hazardous Discharge Site Remediation Fund for a preliminary assessment site investigation remedial investigation grant in the amount of $50,480 for the Seaman Avenue property.
Madam President,
Yes.
I mean, before we go on to the next section, right? I want to ask Middlesex Water a couple questions.
Okay.
Good evening, Council.
How are you?
Good.
Recently, at least in the last month or so, up in the Columbus Circle area next to the reservoir, the water's been shut off or not working more than, I'd say, a handful of times. I mean, is there a problem up there that is causing every so often the water to be shut off?
So we are replacing the VFD. We have a project underway. We're replacing the VFD and pump number 1 at the Florida Grove Road Reservoir.
And the only reason why I'm asking you is because I live up there and my neighbors don't have a problem coming and knocking on my door and asking me. So now I have an answer for them.
We're in the process of that, getting the VFD this week, and the pump is going to be replaced, if not later this week, early next week.
Okay, and so it could happen again until the pump. I mean, what's that? Until they
Until we replace
Oh,
it,
okay.
yeah, we have to switch it manually.
Right.
So that's why.
Now, the second question I have for you, and I had spoke to Ken.
Kenny Mealy?
Right. You know, Louis, God rest his soul, had proposed about trimming the trees. Unfortunately, before we could have another discussion, Louis passed away. I believe there is still a problem, and when I spoke to Ken about it, you know, not to the extent
Get
the
closer, people.
the original plan was to take them all out. I think we
I
were
wouldn't advise that.
trying to figure out a better way to at least trim some of those trees there,
We could-
especially the ones that are leaning.
Yes, sir. We could, trimming the trees would be the best course of action, because if you remove the trees, the roots is really what's holding the
It's
soil.
holding the berm up.
Correct. So I think trimming the trees is the best course of action, and
Alright.
we'll be attacking that soon.
Because the people that live on that side of the reservoir, you know, again, they don't have a
Understand.
problem knocking on the door and telling me, or when I'm walking, they tell me.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, well, just, I guess, keep us advised then.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Council.
Thank you.
Good evening. I have a quick question as well. Sorry. Along the same lines of a resident asking about the waterfront area, are there any issues within the Brighton Avenue Street?
Not
With
that
water?
I'm aware of.
Okay.
What's the complaint?
The complaint was the water quality and the color.
If there's any complaints about water quality or color, what we would do is flush the hydrant, keep the water moving, because sometimes there's a buildup of iron in the old water mains, and that could cause a discoloration. So we would flush a hydrant in the area, and then that usually rectifies the problem.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you. We have some communications and,
May I ask what the reason, if there's a reason why they're
okay, just go ahead.
Oh, Council President, I don't know who this would be directed to Mr. Oba? About the number 7, Is there a reason, was the reason as to why their license is, they're seeking a 75-day suspension for that?
Number 7.
And the communication.
And the communication.
There were quite a few violations. I can pull it out for you, hold on. I don't have it. There were quite a few. There was things like, they didn't have their true books of account on the premises.
They didn't have their what? I'm sorry.
True books of account.
Mhm.
That's what the ABC refers to, all of their accounting records. They didn't have them on site. There was, most of it was to do with paperwork. And I think the ABC has like a scale to, if there's any violations, how many days or that they would ask for suspension. My guess is normally they'll meet and then the ABC will accept cash in lieu of suspension. That's normally what happens.
Okay.
But I believe you should have it in your packet. I just don't know. I don't know why I don't have it with me right now.
There's two separate charges. And it's consistent with what Vicky just said. It's the books of account were not maintained on premises, and then failed to fully disclose that they'd agreed to permit someone else from entering into the business with them. One carried a 30-day suspension, the other a 45. So that's where the 75-day total
Okay.
came from.
So another person entered, you said, into business with them?
Please
Oh,
try to get
interest business.
closer to the
Somebody-
mic
there was
because
a-
people are
I'm
complaining
sorry.
that they can't.
There's a business and they entered into an agreement apparently with a business entity. And when you have a licensee, the business entity that owns the license has to get approval from the state. If they're going to transfer a portion of the business to another entity and have them come onto the license, profit from the business, they have to get approval from the state. And apparently there were some discrepancies with that. So that's the other aspect of the penalties imposed.
And
They
let's
have
say
to disclose even silent partnerships.
Yeah.
Okay. And so let's say that this gets corrected after, within the 75-day time frame.
I
What-
don't really want to comment on that because the state ABC is handling these disputes.
Okay.
They have to notice the municipality because we're the licensing entity for ABC and municipal licensing entity. So we're notified of this. Their dispute is going to be with the state, the license holder. And that's why I'm saying apparently with regard to these
Mhm.
violations, because the license holder has an opportunity to respond to the charges presented by the state, make their case, and then it'll be resolved at that point. So we should probably let that regulatory process play out before, making any determinations on what happened here. But these are the allegations presented by the state.
Okay.
They will notify us one way or the other.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, anything else?
Nope.
Okay, closed session resolution R-296, authorizing a closed session at the August 12, 2026 meeting to discuss the following. Does anyone have
Yes.
anything?
Yes.
I do.
Okay.
Ladies first.
Go ahead.
Litigation?
Okay.
Ditto. Me too. And personnel.
I was gonna say personnel.
And it seems like.
Is it
Miss-
general litigation or just, do you have a specific case in mind?
Could I say?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Can she mention what litigation?
I don't. Is there a specific case?
The email that we received recently.
Okay. Yeah, it's related to the Quiles settlement.
The keyless.
Oh,
Yes.
you want that?
QUILES litigation.
You were gonna talk about that, right?
I got
I don't know what that is.
Vic. I'll tell you what I
First,
want.
do you want just personnel? Okay.
All litigation involving the police department. And actually there's a workman's comp too. On workman's comp.
Do you have a name for me? Because generally we put them on there, but there isn't a settlement on, so just workers' comp.
Timothy Simon. Because I don't know if it's actually workman's comp. But I believe it is.
Mr. Oppo, you have something or no?
I'm
I mean,
prepared- I'm
besides
prepared to
what
Talk
they-
about whatever you want to talk about, but I don't have anything in addition.
Okay. All right, so I need a motion.
Oh, wait,
Oh, but
there's one more. I bet, and Miguel Pellet. Okay,
Who was the first one? I'm sorry.
Timothy Simon.
Thank you.
He's a retired battalion chief in fire department.
Okay, on 296, 826, authorizing a closed session at the August 12th, 2026 meeting to discuss the following: Quillis litigation, personnel and workers' comp, and also all litigation with the police department. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
All in, oh, all in, go ahead.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista,
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales,
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta,
Yes.
Councilman Puccio,
Yes.
Council President Tejeda.
Yes. Public portion, 3 minutes maximum per speaker. I need a motion to open to the public.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? Anyone who wants to come up to the mic about anything?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm tall, okay. Hi, good evening. Virginia Morales, 745 Barry Avenue, Perth Amboy, New Jersey. Can we hand out some information to the council? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so I am Virginia Morales. I am the director, president, whatever the title you want to give me, of Jeannie Meow's Animal Rescue. I am here to speak to the mayor and the city administration and anyone who's here to listen. Thank you to those of you that are here to support us. I am here as a concerned Perth Amboy resident, animal rescue advocate, and representative of Jeannie Meow's Animal Rescue, formerly All for the Paws, to ask the city of Perth Amboy to partner with us on a coordinated, funded, trap, neuter, return, TNR program for our community cats. We are grateful to have a TNR ordinance since November 9th, 2015, but an ordinance alone cannot solve the problems that we are experiencing. This has become a quality of life issue affecting residents, neighborhoods, animal control, the shelter, police, taxpayers, and city resources. It is also an animal welfare issue that cannot be solved by volunteers and private rescues alone, like My Rescue and CASA, as well as others that have helped us throughout the many years. We are already doing the work. Jeannie Meow's Animal Rescue has been rescuing animals and performing TNR since 2009 and became a 501c3 nonprofit organization on May 19th, 2025 this year. Along with local rescuers such as CASA, we have spent more than 17 years trapping, spaying, neutering, vaccinating, providing medical care, rescuing kittens and friendly cats, fostering and finding homes for them. Every day, we receive calls, texts, emails, Facebook, Instagram messages, social media requests from Perth Amboy residents, as well as other areas. Needing help, WhatsApp as well, thank you. Needing help with cats and kittens, as well as other animals. We receive calls when animal control is closed. We even get calls from police officers that have contacted us for assistance. We're talking about 12, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. This is not our job. We are all volunteers. We are proud residents of Perth Amboy, and many of us are not, and yet we still answer the call. Volunteers are already filling a community need. We are asking the city to work with us so that this effort can become more organized, consistent, and sustainable. TNR has already produced results in Perth Amboy. We have firsthand evidence that TNR works. The Sayre Ave colony that I started had approximately 60 cats in 2009. Today, sadly, in a way, there are only about 5. But that is the goal of TNR. The Playita colony, which is the waterfront, had approximately 53 cats. Since TNR efforts began there February of 2024, not too long ago, the population has been reduced to approximately 24.
Okay.
May I continue?
Someone else from your team can come up and continue.
You want to? Where were you? Right here. Right here?
State your name and your,
My name is Elizabeth Pereira.
Address?
I was a resident of 903 Harbortown Boulevard for 8 years. I just moved about 4 months ago. Where was she? These reductions were achieved through consistent trapping, sterilization, vaccination, monitoring, and preventing new litters. TNR works, and we have the local results to demonstrate it. It is one of the most effective and compassionate ways to reduce community cat populations and prevent the continuing cycle of unwanted litters and suffering. The city would not be starting from zero. Genie Meows already has traps and transfer equipment, experienced rescuers and volunteers, veterinary and low-cost spay-neuter connections, transportation and transfer connections, foster and adoption resources, colony management experience, resident training experience, relationships with other rescue organizations, an established community cat reporting and tracking system, experience with adoption and educational events. Our volunteers currently travel hours to affordable clinics such as APL and Jay's Kitty Cab in Flemington and All Pets low-cost spay and neuter clinic in Southampton, often relying on donations and paying expenses out of pocket. A $5,000 startup fund would allow us to put these existing resources to work more efficiently and begin systematically addressing colonies throughout Perth Amboy. We also asked the city to consider a modest recurring monthly allocation, such as the approximately $300 per month model used in South Amboy, so that TNR can continue consistently rather than depending entirely on donations and fundraisers. We already have the tracking system. The city also does not need to create a new reporting system from scratch. Through geniemeows.org, residents can report community cats they see at different locations. Genie Meows also has a section for authorized rescuers and city officials who are given permission to access the system to track and monitor established colonies. The system can help document colony locations, estimated population, sterilized cats, cats still needing TNR kittens, and friendly cats available for rescue, and changes in colony numbers. With municipal participation, this existing resource can help the city measure progress and identify areas requiring attention.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Janine. I run CASA Rescue. It's Coalition of Advocates for Shelter Animals.
Your address, please?
I live in Sayreville, 23 Kendall Drive, but I've been volunteering at the shelter for the past 15 years. Coincidentally, I started my rescue after volunteering at the shelter. That's another story for another time.
Can you bring the mic down a little bit? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so since then, I've helped the shelter many times by pulling cats, kittens, and dogs, whether sick or healthy, bringing them into my rescue medically, treating them, and then putting them up for adoption. I would come in to talk, educate, and clean if needed. I also had many meetings with different administrators over the years proposing ways I could help the shelter, but unfortunately, it has fallen on deaf ears. This town is overrun with strays, and there needs to be a solution. We have taken in hundreds of strays and TNR dozens out of my own rescue from my own town to help this town. The people of Perth Amboy pay taxes and services, and one of those services are being ignored. Time and time again, people are being turned away when asked for help when it comes to the stray population. These innocent animals did not ask for this life, and only by funding the TNR ordinance, things can change. How is it possible that there are kittens running right behind the shelter? Why isn't that situation in particular being addressed? Trap, neuter, return is designed to control community cat population without harming the cats. The process involves humanely trapping cats, taking them to veterinary to be spayed, neutered, vaccinated against rabies, and then returning them to their original colony. All of this will not happen overnight, but it will happen because we have compassionate rescuers like myself and Jeannie Meows that want to help, that are willing to help. Change can only happen if the administration starts funding the TNR ordinance. There is ways to fund that TNR ordinance by using the money that people license their dogs with. You can start there, just taking one specific fund to help the program. We want to help the city of Perth Amboy. We want to help the people. We want to help the animals. And that's one way to start. And we are all willing to help. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? Hi. Okay.
How are you? My name is Gail, middle initial A, Zick, Z-I-C-K. All right, I live at 417 Augustine Place. I am not a volunteer, but I am one of the citizens of Perth Amboy that this TNR program helped. On Augustine Place, as people move out, they leave their cats, they leave a lot, dogs sometimes, they leave a lot of different animals. At one time, about 3 years ago, there had to be 15 to 18 cats living on Augustine Place. When this lady over here got in touch with me, she helped me. There are now 3. And I just want to let you know the TNR program does work. I never believed it before, but I believe it now. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hello, my name's Evelyn Shanahan. I live in Saraville, and I started trapping cats about 4 years ago as a volunteer. And I can tell you, they're all asking you to do TNR. I'm going to tell you what happens when you do. In Saraville, there's a truck yard, a business, and a trucker came out with a dying kitten in his hand and asked for help on Facebook. I went over there, and what I saw was like the apocalypse. I saw cats being run over by 18-wheelers. I saw kittens running everywhere. It was insanely bad. But because Saraville has a TNR program, I was able to trap those cats, and they all got neutered. I started with 100 cats. Every single one of those cats was trapped and neutered. We found homes for the kittens, and the other cats live in that truck yard happily ever after right now, being maintained by my company. I'm a CNA Love Strays in Saraville. We're a 501c. We build shelters, we feed them, we maintain them. And here's the good news. I started that 3 years ago in that truck yard. Not one kitten has been born. Not one. We are going to win this fight if everyone does this. It's not a question of should we, it's do it now, because I have never seen what I've seen in Perth Amboy. It is the worst I have personally seen. So please, I am begging you, if these were dogs running around the streets, everybody be doing something. These cats are suffering, and we need to help them. Thank you.
I will ask everyone, please, everybody can get a turn to speak. But when someone is speaking, I need the public to also be quiet so everybody could be heard. Thank you. Go ahead.
My name is Christine Cooley. I live at 368 Rector Street, Unit 418. I'm finishing Jeannie's speech.
Okay, go ahead.
The city would be investing in prevention rather than continually paying to respond to consequences of uncontrolled reproduction. A $5,000 startup investment followed by modest ongoing funding is an opportunity to address the root of the problem while potentially reducing future costs. We must remember Teeny, Maple, and the others. We also cannot forget the animals who have already suffered, including Willow Bean, who was just put down today. Please remember Teeny and Maple, along with the hundreds of other cats who have died and suffered slowly from untreated injuries, disease, starvation, exposure, and repeated reproduction. We cannot bring them back, but we can honor them by doing better. Education must be part of the solution, including educating residents and young people about sterilization, responsible pet ownership, community cats, and humane treatment of animals. What we are asking the city to do. We respectfully request that the mayor and city administration meet with Jeannie Meow's Animal Rescue, CASA, and other local rescues, veterinarians, animal control, shelter representatives, and concerned residents to establish a coordinated Perth Amboy Community Cat TNR program. Specifically, we ask for a $5,000 TNR startup fund to immediately begin addressing existing colonies. a reoccurring monthly municipal allocation to maintain consistent spay and neuter efforts, a formal partnership with local rescues utilizing existing equipment, volunteers, veterinary connections, foster networks, and expertise. Resident training and education for safe trapping, recovery, monitoring, and reporting. Municipal participation in the existing Genie Meows tracking system to document colonies and measure progress. A coordinated foster and adoption effort for kittens and friendly cats. Community and youth education focused on responsible pet ownership and preventing unwanted litters. Measurable goals and reporting so the city and residents can see what the investment accomplished. We have already demonstrated what can happen with limited resources. Sayre Avenue, approximately 60 cats down to approximately 5. Paida, approximately 53 cats down to approximately 24. Imagine what could happen throughout Perth Amboy if the city invested in expanding this work. We have the experience, equipment, veterinary connections, volunteers, tracking system, foster resources, adoption opportunities, and community relationships. What we need now is a municipal partner willing to invest in a proven solution. Doing nothing will not make the problem disappear. It will allow the population, suffering, complaints, and costs to continue. Perth Amboy has the opportunity to address this issue humanely, responsibly, and cost-effectively, while giving residents a tangible, measurable benefit from their tax dollars.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hi, Anna Krasowska from Grove Street, Perth Amboy. Can I pass something out?
Okay.
This is our financial statement just based on our bank account for the rescue. So from January to July 31st this year, we spent over 21,000 already. We spent about 7,000 on TNR so far from January till July. Over 7,000, way over 7,000 on vet visits, and this does not include our out-of-pocket expenses because not everything goes on the rescue card. I started at the Playita at the waterfront, and with a GoFundMe in 2024, I fixed over 50 cots over there, raised over $2,000. So that colony is 100% TNR'd. And I just had to put one of the cats down right now, right before this meeting. And the next colony I'm working on is by the yacht club. And recently, with all the deforestation, sorry, all the raccoons are moving out of their environment, so they're showing up at people's houses. So somebody saw a raccoon by the yacht club. They called the HOA. They called in an exterminator. They set up a trap to catch raccoons, but instead they caught kittens. So at 1 a.m, I went to get the kittens from the raccoon trap. So with more funding, with more help, there's so many calls that we get all the time. We can help so many more cats in town, and we can prevent by TNRing all the cats. They'll have less babies. They'll need less vet appointments. Yeah, and yeah, the shelter, I was told there's a TNR program, but this year they said there's no funding. So, and they don't have room for the kittens, or yeah, their cages are empty. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, so you all sat here and listened for
I'm sorry.
approximately 30 minutes
You have
on these wonderful ladies give you facts, figures, numbers.
I'm sorry, get close to the mic.
Sorry.
State
Hi,
your name.
my name
and
is,
your
I'm sorry, this is the first time I've done this and
Okay,
it's
that's
just
okay.
blowing my mind. My name is Tia Glenn. I live at I-64 Carson Avenue with my husband. We've lived here for about 15 years. It wasn't until a year ago, 2 years February, that a cat showed up on my back porch. This is Turtle. Okay, I call her my porch cat because I have 2 cats that I adopted from Perth Amboy Shelter 5 years and 12 years ago. They both have medical conditions. They never would have been adopted. They would have been euthanized. One just needs special food. The other one has not had a solid poop in 5 years. Would you want a cat like that in your house? I take the ones that nobody wants because they deserve to live. And that's what these ladies do. February, if anybody knows anything about cats, female cats don't roam. They create their colonies and they stay. Male cats move for territory. This female showed up on my porch in February 2 years ago. February. Cats don't roam in the middle of winter. They have no source for food. They have no source for shelter. They don't know where they're going. This cat was dumped on my street and showed up on my porch, hungry, dirty, and scared. And that's why her name is Turtle, Turdle. She was flea-ridden and dirty because somebody didn't want her. We want them. We want to help them. These ladies have been doing this for 15 years. I've been involved with them for a year because after her second litter, my husband and I decided we needed to do something. We convinced her we were okay. We took her off the street. We put her in our basement. And I reached out to people because you don't know what you don't know. And I've never been on the other end of this with a mother cat having 6 kittens in my basement. And now I've got to spay, neuter, vaccinate, and find homes for them. All while there's some crazy lunatic in New York who's sacrificing cats. This happened last September. So all I'm asking is that you consider their request because now I see them everywhere. In fact, I have a Siamese and a black and white and a tabby who have showed up in my backyard. 2 of them I know for a fact are unneutered males. My cat busted through the screen door to go after the tabby yesterday morning. We just need help. They spend every Sunday at Tractor Supply trying to adopt these animals out. They spend Saturdays of their own time having yard sales. They're literally nickel and diming this to death. They're using their own credit cards. When we don't have donations, we just need help. We just need people who have the resources to help. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I'm surprised that I'm here talking about this topic. I am not a cat person, but about 2 months ago,
But I need
someone.
your name and
Okay,
your
I'm sorry.
address
My name is Andrea Tsukatos, Tsukatos. I live about a block away from here on Gordon Street between High and Kearney, the Sunshine Alleyway. Anyway, someone's negligence became my problem. 2 innocent cats, a male and a female, probably brother and sister, were abandoned the end of June. About 2 weeks later, we had the heat wave. I don't know where those cats went, probably in someone's yard under the bushes. A week later, they're around me because my neighbor introduced me to them, my neighbor whose yard they were probably in. Super friendly cats, lovable cats. They were home cats. Someone cared for them and nurtured them when they were born and so on. Anyway, I reached out to Jenny. I went to the city where I called animal shelter and they didn't pick up, okay? Well, I didn't know that. I'm thinking they're going to do their job, right? So on July 10th, I call, no one picks up. On Monday, I call Woodbridge, one of those organizations. They said, hey, they didn't pick up, go to the mayor's office. So I went to the mayor's office, blah, blah, blah. I spoke to the major secretary for about an hour, mostly talking about dogs, and the cat is the issue, and the animal shelter is the issue. She said, go in person. So on Wednesday of that week, let's say it's the 10th or something like that, I go in person. All they did was, oh, we'll give you TNR information, Saybrook and Sayreville, blah, 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 blah. Never got any information. Listen, this is a story. One cat, a female cat, which the cat people know. Okay, it can have 4 or 5 kittens. Okay, and those become feral cats. And I'm not even a cat person. The male cat, like the woman before me said, they roam, okay? Then they mate, and so on and so on, right? And it's a whole cycle. So 2 cats becomes like 12 and so on and so on. So these 2 really nice, lovable cats who are being attacked by, mind you, raccoons that my neighbor has under his deck. And the male cat got 2 leg injuries, which Jill, who's a woman here, was nice enough 3 weeks later, because the animal shelter, which I went there in person twice, once without the cats and once with the cat, with the female cat, they would not take the cat. Ma'am, we told you TNR, blah, 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 and Saybrook, da, da, da. We're not a vet, blah, 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 blah. Luckily, Jill came out of nowhere, and I guess his name is Tom. I guess God sent them down because these cats were super friendly. I'm not even a cat person, and I love these cats. I was feeding them, hanging out with them, playing with them. You know, I was able to pet them and all that stuff. They bonded with me. They call it, they owned me. I had to learn all that communication about cats, blinking and da-da-da, whatever. I knew nothing about cats. They, you know, Jenny did follow, not Jenny, right, Jenny? Yeah. She did eventually follow through. She put her info on, my info on Facebook, because I was harassing her. Because I wanted homes for these cats, because I was realistic. I could not take care of these cats. So you get the picture, right? 2 cats could become 500. And I have to pay out of pocket. And so does Jill, who is right here. Thank you.
Hi. Jill Wilson, High Street. My husband and I moved here from Staten Island about 3.5 years ago. I never had a pet. I never had a cat. I hated them. Sorry. So we moved in February of 23, and in August, a little kitten was meowing in our neighborhood. In our bushes. So 3.5 years later, 50 cats have gone through our home. I currently have 6 in my house, including 2 of our own for a total of 8. I have 2 in the garage, and we feed. I never thought I would be involved with this. My friends don't know who I am anymore. I want my life back. I want to look pretty. I want to not be covered with cat hair. However, this has become our calling. They do a wonderful, wonderful thing. My husband and I are not a 501(c)(3) ABC. We do this out of our own pocket. We need help. Sometimes we go into Staten Island. We get some help through those rescues. They're wonderful, but they really need help, because I told Jeannie, I don't want to go out at 3 in the morning. I don't want to go out and do this. I'll throw money at you. I just don't want to do this. But they put their heart and soul in it. And I know that cats don't vote, but we all vote, and we all need for you to maybe help out and step up with this cat population, because I've never seen anything like it. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kenya Reed. I just moved here in November. I live on Pulaski Avenue. There are 1,000 cats out there, and I feed them every day, and I feel so bad, for the cats out there. I have 4 at home, though, that I take care of, and she had another litter, but I love taking care of the cats, and I love the cats, and, I just wish they get help. It's sad. It's sad to see them like that. I'm really a cat person, and I'm really an animal person, put it that way. I'm an animal person. I love animals. And I really want to go to school to be a vet, and I'm going to do that. This has really changed my life. I didn't have a lot of cats before, but now it's like my calling. I feel like this is my calling now. I really do. And I'm sorry for the outburst earlier, but I really care, and it really hurts me. It really hurts my heart. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
So the truth is, we can sit here and talk about feelings and how sad it is to. So Andreina Valles.
Address?
Name and address.
Name and address, okay, 44 Dobransky Drive here in Perth Amboy. So we can sit here and talk about feelings and feeling bad for the cats, but the truth is we do have ordinances that are not being followed. The shelter does not answer calls. They do not really help the people when they come for help. I've had people in the Perth Amboy Library tell me that they asked for help about cats that were very hurt outside, and the shelter just told them, well, leave them there. What do you want us to do? I've had Perth Amboy Housing ask us for help. They've asked the shelter for help, and they've been turned away as well. And we get stuck with the work. We're a 501(c)(3), but we're people with jobs and kids. We don't have time to be trying to get money from people, right? That takes a lot of work, a lot of time, and a lot of expertise. Like, not just anybody can do that. I made a webpage for a rescue, which I hope eventually we can get the shelter on board with, so that we can put TNR requests where people can go and visually be able to put it. And hopefully we can have something implemented so that we can have a TNR system, because there are way too many cats outside, and they are hurting people's plants, gardens, and they're peeing all over their walls. And we feel bad for the cats, but it's also hurting people's properties, and people are very upset about that. And also, we really do feel bad for the cats, but it's affecting people in many different ways. So I'm trying to implement a system where people can actually put how many cats they see outside, and we're hoping we can get our residents to actually input that information so that we can come with numbers, because at the end of the day, I know you guys only care to see numbers and see that there's actually a problem. So we can sit here and talk about it all we want, but we're not showing you numbers right now. So that's what I'm hoping to do, and I hope that I can work with the shelter. And I hope to have you guys' support, because the shelter has not been very helpful in any way. So I would love to implement the system, and it's taken me a lot of time. It's software engineering. It's not just it's not just writing a document, right? So I would love to implement it, but I do need support. And I can't do that when we have people in our shelter that don't care. So I would love if we could have some connection, or in some way have you guys help us connect with the shelter and have them. I understand that they're busy, they have a lot of work. We're not sitting here only saying, oh, they don't, you know. I know they're overwhelmed, but we do need to do something. And I am doing my part in my way, in the way that I can, because we do need numbers, and we need everything organized, and we need a database, and we need a way to like actually see what's happening, and we need to know how much it's gonna cost, because we can't just go, oh, let's give this much, and then it's not enough. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Frank Staplefelt. I own 283 Rector Street. And I just want to speak again to what the last speaker just said. When I discovered I had a cat problem around my area, I went to the shelter. The shelter pushed me off to the vet. The vet gave me Anna's phone number and Virginia's phone number of Jenny Mouse. That night, they were there. They walked through the different areas where I had seen cats. They took note of it, and then they helped me trap multiple cats. They TNR'd them. We've instantly had a reduction in the cat population around here. And that's not blocks away. That's literally right outside these chambers. It's at your front door. There's plenty of them. And they're all doing it out of pocket. Even myself, you feel bad. So I took 2 cats in myself, paid out of pocket, still paying out of pocket for the health care of them, because one of them was dumped. It was a house cat that was dumped and wound up on my porch. And again, I'm just a community member. I'm not part of this rescue. I'm just somebody that's been affected by it. And to speak on going to your shelter and asking for resources and being told, I don't know, go to a vet. It's despicable. Thankfully, the vet gave me a phone number. And again, when I say they came out in the ice and in the snow at night without any hesitation. It's worthwhile, and they're not asking for much. So let's do it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else? Go ahead.
Anybody else? Very nice, very nice. There's a story behind that. Orlando Perez, 278 Madison Avenue. That's nice what they're doing about the cat. But here's something nobody talked about. How many people get a cat? Nice kitty, when they leave this town, they leave the cat here. They don't take the cat with them. That's another thing nobody ever mentioned. There was a fire down here, about 6 cats by that pizza place there on Smith Street. And about a bunch of cats were in there. They left them abandoned. That's the problem you have here. People abandon their pets when they leave here. That's normal, okay? Now we get to the serious part. With all due respect, you need to get out of fantasy land. We had illegal housing here, problem. This problem, a lot of problems here. And talking all this stuff, this. Let me tell you, I lived here all my life, and you know something? This town hasn't accomplished anything since I've been here. The biggest joke back that I hate to bring it up, when the Vaz administration made all these promises and nothing happened. It was nothing but a scam. Now they want to rebuild this, all these little nice, cute tax breaks. Nothing's going to get accomplished here. The only thing you get accomplished here is favoritism. And I bet some of you here, but I'm not being sarcastic, have friends or city members or city employees, our city employees here. And they're your friends. And that's all it's about here. It's all about favoritism. Too busy worrying about politics and favoritism. You're not going to get nothing done here by that. It's time to get out of fantasy land. You got major problems in this town. That's the real problem here. Everybody wants a favor, but nobody wants to accomplish anything. Yeah, I asked Wilder for a favor. I'll admit it. I said, Wilder, do me one favor. Upgrade the fire department. And she did it. I told her, this is going to cost money, big money. She didn't like it, but she did it. She upgraded the fire department. A lot of people don't know about that. We had a nice little talk about it. That's where you got that big, nice little rescue truck and that other good stuff. Do us a favor. Listen to the people here. They're not asking for the world. They just want something to be accomplished. And with all due respect to the police department here, okay, maybe they ought to have what they call the public relations. Maybe the cops in this town should get around and say, hey, how you doing? They do it in New York City. They do it in other towns where cops walk around and they talk to the people. What's the problem? What's going on? This. They're not going to get a 100% result, but it might work. And I noticed that because the police department here and the people, it's a little, spread out a little.
Thank you.
Okay?
Anyone else?
Hold before you hit the clock. Because I have to show a little video right quick, 2-second video. And then I will start talking. This is a 2-second video.
I'm sorry.
This is
I'm sorry.
my name
I'm
is Roy
sorry.
Smith.
No.
My name is Roy Smith. I live at 634 Carlisle.
Excuse me.
Ma'am?
You have to address the council.
Well,
and you're not
this
showing the
is Perth Amboy's hospital right here. This is underwater right here. Okay? I hope y'all see this. Okay? So this is Perth Amboy's hospital, right? Okay, now I hear this mayor talk about the history of Perth Amboy. This guy right here, he's one of the first black voters right here. This guy right here, right? Now let's go right here to this guy right here. This is the Lenape tribe right here. Why is there no Lenape tribe in Perth Amboy? Okay, you know why there ain't no Lenape tribe in Perth Amboy? Because let's tell Perth Amboy what happened to the Lenape people and why they not here. Okay, Benjamin Franklin is the one who took the Lenape people out of here, and not only did they take them out of here, the Lenape people was known to make furs, known to make beads, known to have 3 sisters. They made corn, squash, and other things, right? To make sure that we could function as people, right? So now they know that we could function as people, that we only needed 3 crops to function as people to make a whole community, right? They know this now. They see this, right? So they come over here and they see this going on, right? So now not only do they see this, they take our land. They give us bed bugs. Not only they give us bed bugs, they give us lice, they give us measles, and not only they give us all of this, they give them liquor. So this is what happened to these peoples here. The Indians of Perth Amboy. This is what happened to these people of Perth Amboy. Where y'all trying to hide this. Where there's nothing in here about the Lenape people. This is crazy. And this guy right here is the first guy that tried to stand up for the people. And he puts this right here. But there's statues out there of people that we don't even know about. This is crazy, man. We need to wake up here and see what's going on here and defund the police here. We just had another robbery, Woodbridge, about a jewelry store because there's 50 million police want to show out, acting like they ate, beating on their chest. Why are they big and bad with their little pistols, 20 cars deep? For what reason? I had a police officer run up on me for not having a helmet on and for not driving on the sidewalk. So now you have me pulling up, writing me tickets, doing all this crazy stuff. But now here we go, right here, where we got people working on our sewers, and why they don't even have a hard hat on. Do we need OSHA here and report these people here? But you could write me a ticket for not having a helmet. But people are working on our sewer, right? And they working on our sewer, capping it up so they don't smell nothing because y'all ain't doing the job. This is what's going on. And the mayor needs to know what's going on, and he is not getting elected this year. This is not going down. The people's gonna know what's going down. And my name is Roy Smith. And I'm done.
Thank
Chirp,
you.
chirp.
Anyone else?
I'll see y'all next committee. More information.
Vince Macchio, I live at 215 Sheridan Street. Can you address anything about the budget? Or is that the next meeting?
Next meeting.
Okay.
We'll have the hearing. And
Thank you. I'd like to just report that it's the year 2026, correct? August, if I'm not doing anything wrong, it's August 2000. Mr. Opal reported that the bridge at Elm Street, he's had some discussions with New Jersey Transit. During those discussions, have you mentioned the elevator, which according to the project, I believe was pretty well supposed to be completed. The elevator for the American with disabilities, people who need a wheelchair, who need to move throughout the metropolitan area for whatever reason, need to use that. Did you, Mr. Opal, did you discuss anything about that? Because I think that's pretty much New Jersey Transit catered to the soccer tournament. You would think that they would complete the project here in Perth Amboy. Simple as that. And then I have a couple questions about the budget later on. But one major thing I like to, and this really the discussion you had with the different department heads did not go into the library, I believe. So I'd just like to mention, we need to have access to the copies that we make because people need those for licenses, for rental things, for just the business of living that carry on normally within Perth Amboy. They need to have those copies to be, and this is in no way commenting on the staff. The staff is excellent, they're good people. All I'm saying is you need to start returning that people can make copies, not transfer that to an email address, which actually compromises a person's identity and different factors, important things that they're doing in life. So I just like to ask that they could do something for that. They have a copy machine which requires some change in it. If they just need $1 or $2 for those copies, I think that's reasonable because people are negotiating different parts of their life. And I appreciate that being returned. This is not me talking, it's other people. And the technological struggles that people in Perth Amboy have gone through, the staff here, I'm sure as well, needs to be rectified so people can use the technologies for themselves.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Hector Gonzalez. I live in 177 Market Street. And my issue here is that Rosen Garden, they started working that. It was going good. Since that last second snowstorm, they stopped work. They brought some equipment there, like for 2 days in a row. And they come back and they put that fence every time it falls down. They put a lot of money into that. But I would like to know what's the process of that, because it's been pretty long already, like over 6 months since they started working there. And is there an issue with that, or could we know?
Is that all your questions?
Yes.
I can have somebody else answer. Ms. Vasquez is moving up.
Good evening, Council. Just today, we got word that the permits were issued. There were some changes to the design, so they had to resubmit plans, and those permits were reviewed by the code officials, and permits were issued today. So the construction team should be back on, we requested a new timeline and a date of start. So we're anticipating that they'll be back on site by next week, and that the project at that point should take anywhere from 3 to 5 weeks to be completed.
Thank you.
No problem.
Anyone else? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public
Move.
portion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? Okay.
Madam President,
I'm sorry.
I have a couple comments because, by the time we come back, everybody will be done.
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, I find it,
Close to the mic. Ms.
oh,
Pucci,
I thought my
because-
voice
Because
carries.
nobody hears you in the back.
I find it very, very interesting and such a big asset that these people came here today and they do so much work with the feral cats and the cats in the neighborhood, and they do it all on their own without, they have to beg, borrow, and steal. Now, I could remember back in the 80s when I lived on Lewis Street, a little kitten wandered on my back porch, and I named him Lucky the Cat, and Lucky the Cat lived 17 years, probably one of the best cats I ever owned. But with that said, what disturbs me is that the city, who benefits from the service that they provide, we can't help them in some way. The second thing that disturbs me is hearing all the negativity around the shelter. It's not disturbing that you're saying it, it's disturbing the answers that you're getting. Because you know what? And as long as I've been here, I've worked for this city on and off, I'm not for over 40 years, to say that we work for the people that live in the houses. And we provide a service. And if the animal shelter is understaffed and these people are helping them, we should be helping them. It doesn't seem like it takes a lot to help them. And at the end of the day, and that nice lady, the lady from Carson Avenue, who talked about the cats, who was the one that talked about the cats being tortured in New York? Yeah, I was right. Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg. What you didn't say was how the people that have dogs that fight, that they use the cats to blood the dogs. So that's another thing that needs to be said. So you can't thank these people enough for what they do. And I think that the administration should give them the courtesy to sit down with them and hear them out. And I'll tell you what, just like I said at the last meeting about 9/11, I'm going to talk about this until the day I leave in December. Let's meet with them. They're all volunteers. Don't we talk about that all the time? All our volunteers? And they are providing an asset. So my position is we should help them. And I only speak for myself. All right? The administration and the women up here, they have their own opinions, but I think it would be more than an excellent idea to sit down with Jeannie, my neighbor. I
I
also, not for nothing, but I know that when I had a problem once, I did call her, and she provided a service. Because you know what? People dump cats all the time up in Columbus Circle. But thank you, Madam President, for letting me speak.
I also have to commend all of you for all the work that you do. It is not easy, and it is heartbreaking to hear And it's a lot of work, and it's a thankless job. And I thank you for all that you do for caring. I also am an animal person. I just lost 2 of my cats as well, which I did rescue from the street myself. So I do care, and I agree with Councilman Puccio here that I think the administration should be able to help. You guys are providing service for the city, and the city should in turn help as well, whatever that we can do, even if it's, something. It does disturb me that we are getting complaints, and this is not the first time I've heard complaints about the shelter. And since, I don't know if the chief might want to say something about what we can do to improve the communication and the service that's being, provided by our own shelter, because they need help. We need help. We need to collaborate, and I highly agree with that.
Purpose of the website, so we have a form of communication with them and with the people.
Correct. And if we help each other, maybe we can reduce the population of the cats, and we won't have such a big problem. So I do agree, and hopefully we can work something out, and hopefully this administration would, and the city would collaborate.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, so, I think the business administrator have taken all this in.
Yeah, a lot of notes. A lot of notes over here.
And then, but we thank you for all the work that is being done and throughout the city. But, I think it's something that is the administration have to look into it and then have that conversation with.
Also, just want to make a comment as well. We thank you for those volunteers reaching. I know it's a lot of work and dedication, whether it's getting calls from Facebook, getting text messages, coming out of your own funds, and those who aren't even volunteers who mentioned, the animals have just showed up in your porch. So we appreciate it. And I agree with Councilman Puccio in terms of having that open line of communication with the council. And I'm working with the administration to see what can be done, what realistically can be done, even reading more into Sayreville and reading more into their program to learn more. And I agree with our councilwoman as well, Ms. Morales, opening that line of communication, because I know residents have called us in dire need for the animal shelter. And we want that communication open, because if they don't answer any of our calls, then what's the next step of communication? Is it emails or showing up in person? Just working together, so it's not so much of a battle. It's working together to open those lines of transparency within us, helping the animals and helping the residents who might need help, that they can't even house the cats. I know that's a lot of the issues as well. So thank you for your knowledge and for your, as I mentioned, your advocacy. And may we just have communication here on and now. And may God bless all of you for all the work that you've done. The work does not go unnoticed.
And I have a very brief comment. I just wanted to say it is amazing to see such a strong group of people here today. I wish this was every meeting, because unfortunately, just like you all do, we have jobs too aside from this, and we don't know of the issues unless it is brought up to our attention. And so we can address them, right? So I appreciate you guys coming out here today, expressing your concerns and all that you do. And that is something that we will definitely look into. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I need a motion to go to closed session.
Move.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Okay, we're gonna go to closed session. After the closed session, we'll be back for the council meeting. Thank you. Okay, we're back from closed session. I need a motion to return.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Okay, I need a motion to adjourn the caucus.
Council President,
I'm sorry.
Kurt just reminded me, if you just want to add that
Yeah.
ordinance back right now,
Okay.
we can just
Before
take
we
it
adjourn. All right,
straight
yeah.
through.
Okay, so before we close the caucus meeting, at the beginning, we removed ordinance number 3, which is labeled 4, but it is 3. Because we needed some information. While we were in closed session, we got the information that we needed and we're putting it back. So I need a motion to bring it back.
Move.
I'll make a second.
We're all, okay.
Unanimous. You don't need to do a roll call, no. I don't
Okay,
believe so.
so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, against? Okay, so now I need a motion to adjourn the caucus meeting.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Okay, so good evening. This is the council meeting for August 12, 2026. Presiding officer of the council, Milady Tejeda, wishes to advise the audience that notice of this meeting has been filed with the Home News Tribune, the Star Ledger, and posted on the bulletin board in the city clerk's office and on the city's website, indicating that today's meeting is being held in the council chamber, City Hall, 260 High Street, right after the caucus and closed session. Right now is 8:30. Council President Tejeda, as a courtesy of the governing body, I will ask all individuals present, including members of the audience, to please turn off all cell phones and electronic devices. Should you need to make a telephone call, please go out into the hallway and speak in a low voice so as not to disturb the ongoing meeting. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista,
Present.
Councilwoman Morales,
Present.
Councilwoman Peralta,
Present.
Councilman Puccio,
Present.
Council President Tejeda.
Present. Let's stand for the invocation and pledge of allegiance. Dear Lord, please watch over this governing body. Provide us with the wisdom and the understanding of the needs of our residents, of our city. Also, we want to pray for our troops wherever they are, also for our people in Colombia and Venezuela who have been going through very rough time with the earthquakes, and for our students who are now still on vacation, protect them and guide them so they can come back to a successful year back to school. Let's pray for our troops wherever they're at, abroad or at home, for their family, and protect every single one of them and bring them home safely. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I want to ask everyone, whoever is going to speak, to get close to the mic, because it seems like our people cannot hear unless you get close, all right?
How's this? It's good?
That's good, Mr. Puccio. Ordinance, public hearing, 3 minutes maximum per speaker per ordinance. Number one, bond ordinance providing for the removal and replacement of aerators for the running water treatment plant in and by the city of Perth Amboy in the county of Middlesex, New Jersey, appropriating $3,891,523, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $3,891,523 bonds or notes of the city to finance the cost thereof. I need a motion to
Second.
open to the public. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Anyone? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public hearing.
Move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? I need a motion to adopt.
Move. Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales,
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta,
Yes.
Councilman Puccio,
Yes.
Council President Tejeda.
Yes. Number two, an ordinance of the city of Perth Amboy County of Middlesex amending and supplementing the general ordinances of the city, Chapter 430, zoning and land development, Article 10, parking, to establish the requirements for payment in lieu of parking. I need a motion
Move
to
it.
open to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Seeing none, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? I need a motion to adopt.
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista,
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales,
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta,
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Agenda, public comment. Citizen may address the council on any matter on the agenda which does not have its own scheduled public hearing. Citizens shall be permitted to speak once for a maximum of 3 minutes. I need a motion to open to the public.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against?
Vince Macula, I live at 215 Sheraton. Is it all right to address the budget?
The budget has its own
Yeah,
public hearing.
you're gonna include that. I'd like to reinforce my opinion and comments concerning that something's being done. I'll call this week to American with Disability organizations to ask why the elevator has not been installed at this point of time, 2026. That's basically my statement.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public comments on agenda items.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Minutes, June 29, 2026 council meeting. I need a motion to approve the minutes.
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Abstain.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Reports. Fallon Barczewski, tax collector, submitted the monthly report for collection for the month of June 2026. Number 2, Jill A. Goldies, controller, CFO, submitted the following investment report for June 2026. Check register report for the month of June 2026 in the total amount of $12,981,663.28. PKF O'Connor Davis submitted the report for audit for years ended December 31st, 2025 and 2024. Ordinance, first reading, non-public discussion. Number 1, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy to amend an ordinance entitled, an ordinance designating restricted parking spaces for use by handicapped persons. Ordinance number 380-81 and amendments adopted July 2nd, 1985, also known as Chapter 255, of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy, and this is about additions and deletions. I need a motion.
Move it.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number 2, an ordinance of to amend an ordinance entitled Vehicles and Traffic, ordinance number 194-78 as amended. Adopted September 19, 1978, also known as Chapter 414, of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy, and this is about stop intersections and through streets. I need a motion.
Move it.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. Number 3, ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, approving certain amendments to the Focus 2020 Redevelopment Plan Area 1 pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law. Mr. Opoke, do you want to give like a little summary of what that entails?
Sure. These proposed amendments relate to what's known as the gateway area within the Focus 2020 redevelopment plan. As I become aware, a lot of people think that the gateway area just refers to the area on Convery and Smith and Market Street. However, it's a larger area within the city that's encompassed within the gateway area under Focus 2020. So with regard to the 2 proposed areas within the gateway that will be impacted by these amendments, it'll be certain properties on McGuire Place and Fayette Street. and this will set the development standards for development at those properties. It's 7 lots. It's 428 Fayette Street and 361 and 371 McGuire Place are the street addresses. And then the other area is property along Convery Boulevard and Cam Street. It's five separate lots, but the street address is 717 Convery Boulevard. And again, same thing, it sets development standards for those areas. Right now, there's no proposed development projects. Nobody has really reached out to the city to, propose building anything there. There's a number of different uses. There's residential uses, there's restaurant uses, there's commercial and recreational uses that are proposed. So, there are properties that you've designated as areas in need of redevelopment, and these amendments will set development standards for anybody who wants to consider a project in those areas.
Thank you. I need a motion.
Move it. Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista.
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales.
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta.
Yes.
Councilman Puccio.
Yes.
Council President Tejeda.
Yes. Number 4, ordinance of the City Council of the City of Perth Amboy County of Middlesex, New Jersey, authorizing the acquisition of the property designated on the tax maps of the City of Perth Amboy as Block 399.27, Lot 41, commonly known as 564 North Park Drive, for a public purpose pursuant to NJSA 48, column 12-5 and NJSA 20, column 3-1. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista.
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales.
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta.
Yes.
Councilman Puccio.
Yes.
Council President Tejeda.
Yes. Number 5, ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy County of Middlesex, New Jersey, authorizing the acquisition of the property designated on the tax maps of the City of Perth Amboy as Block 127, Lot 15, commonly known as 329-331 High Street, for public purposes pursuant to NJSA 48, column 12-5 and NJSA 20, column 3-1. I need a motion.
Move it. Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista.
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales.
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta.
Yes.
Councilman Puccio.
Yes.
Council President Tejeda.
Yes. Number 6, an ordinance of the City of Perth Amboy, Middlesex County, New Jersey, to amend an ordinance entitled Vehicles and Traffic, ordinance number 194-768, as amended, adopted September 19th, 1978, also known as Chapter 414C of the Code of the City of Perth Amboy. And this is about loading zone Cortlandt Street location. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista.
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales.
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta.
Yes.
Councilman Puccio.
Yes.
Council President Tejeda.
Yes. Resolution R-297-826, authorizing the reading of the 2026 budget by the title only. I need a motion.
Move.
Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista.
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales.
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta.
Yes.
Councilman Puccio.
Yes.
Council President Tejeda.
Yes. And CFO Goldie will do the pleasure to read it.
Thank you, Council President. The 2026 budget for the City of Perth Amboy, the general budget, the following are the revenue categories by title. Usage of surplus, $6,342,456.13. Am I loud enough?
I don't know, that mic is a little low.
Is that better?
That's better.
Okay. Total miscellaneous revenues, $25,919,061.39. Receipts from delinquent taxes, $41,000 even. Local tax for municipal purposes, $68,006,174.58. The minimum library tax, $1,897,802.14. The total amount to be raised by taxes for support of the municipal budget, $69,903,976.72, giving us total revenues for general purposes, $102,206,494.24. The appropriations for 2026. Operating expenses for salaries and wages, $39,080,314.17. Operating expenses for other expenses, $40,171,135.15. Deferred charges and other appropriations, $11,557,797.32. Capital improvements, $392,000 even. Debt service, $10,905,247.60. Reserve for uncollected taxes, $100,000 even, bringing us to total general appropriations, $102,206,494.24. And the total number of budgeted employees for the general budget, 504. We then go to the 2026 dedicated water wastewater utility budget. Revenues, surplus anticipated, $330,750. Miscellaneous revenues, $29,265,854.17, giving us total revenues for the water wastewater utility, $29,596,604.17. The appropriations for the water wastewater utility budget, operating expenses for salaries and wages, $317,666. Operating expenses, other expenses, $15,323,948.89. Capital improvements, $1,710,000 even. Debt service, $11,845,603. Deferred charges and other appropriations, $68,636.28. And surplus for the general budget, $330,750, bringing total appropriations to $29,596,604.17. And the total budgeted employees for the water wastewater utility is 4. Next, we have our 2026 dedicated parking utility budget. Under revenues, surplus anticipated, $176,423. Miscellaneous revenues, $1,034,000 even, for total revenues of $1,210,423. Under appropriations for the parking utility budget, operating expenses for salaries and wages, $478,393. Operating expenses for other expenses, $609,136. Debt service, $122,894, bringing us to total appropriations for parking utility, $1,210,423, and the total number of budgeted employees is 11. Lastly, the 2026 dedicated marina utility budget. Under revenues, surplus anticipated, $13,368.96. Miscellaneous revenues, $417,700 even. Total revenues, $431,068.96. And then under appropriations for the marina utility, operating expenses for salaries and wages, $116,578. Operating expenses for other expenses, $270,380.96. Debt service, $44,110, giving us total appropriations for the dedicated marina utility budget, $431,068.96, and the total number of employees budgeted for the marina are 2.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I also want to thank you for all the effort that you did to get this budget balanced. You and everybody else, but you are the main
You're
person.
quite
on that.
welcome. It's my pleasure.
Thank you. Mr. Brian?
Sure, yes. Thank you, Council President. So we're just going to do a real quick slide presentation. You're used to it by now. They're pretty much some of the slides that have been talked about at the last 2 meetings. Thank you for the opportunity, Council President, members of the council, residents and members of our city team who are still here. And, as we reach the final public hearing with the 2026 municipal budget, just want to take a few moments to provide some administrative perspective on the work that brought us here and what this budget represents for the city. It has not been an ordinary budget year. In my experience in other municipalities, and I'm sure your experience here in Perth Amboy, this definitely was not an ordinary year. We entered 2026 continuing to address the operational and financial consequences of the October cyber incident, which significantly disrupted access to our financial, payroll, purchasing, and budget systems. At the same time, we faced increasing pension obligations, utility and fuel costs, technology, cyber expenses, contractual obligations, and the same inflationary pressures affecting families and businesses throughout our community. Also, you experienced a new administrator through this process, which interrupted things too. Those circumstances made the process more difficult, but they also made it more important that we took the time necessary to get this budget right. And we did get this right, thanks to, as Council President said earlier, the great guidance of our CFO, Jill Goldie, the finance team, the department heads, and especially the leadership and guidance of this council and Mayor Kaba. Without that, none of it would have been possible. From the beginning, Mayor Kaba gave us clear directions: protect essential services, prioritize public safety, continue investing in the city, strengthen our financial and operational foundation, and remain mindful of the burden placed on taxpayers. George, this isn't going.
Maybe if you center it more, maybe.
Let me go back to the old.
But it's okay, yeah. Just turn it off and turn it back on. I'll let you do that. So basically, this was a very transparent process, and we're grateful to have been able to provide that. Starting with before the budget, getting the department heads, together, we reviewed departmental operations and requests. We examined revenues and expenditures. We evaluated staffing, contracts, equipment, technology, capital obligations, and service needs. We worked through financial reconciliations following the cyber disruption. We coordinated with our professionals and with the state. And where questions were raised, we worked to provide the documentation necessary to support the city's financial position. Throughout the process, we came back to the basic question: what value are we providing to the residents of Perth Amboy for the dollars we are asking them to invest? That's a standard that should be applied to every municipal budget, and it's a standard that Jill and I and Mayor, this council, stood by. The costs that we experienced are the same costs that you're experiencing and every other municipality experienced. Okay, good. That's good. So pension must be funded, contractual obligations must be honored, utilities must be paid, debt must be serviced, technology systems must be protected, police, firefighters, public workers, inspectors, rec staff, and many other professionals who provide municipal services must have the resources necessary to do their jobs. Our responsibility is to manage those obligations carefully while making deliberate choices about where
additional investment is warranted. And I believe this budget does that. Protecting services and investing in the city. The 2026 budget protects the fundamental services our residents rely on while continuing important investments in Perth Amboy. One of the most important parts of this was making it a more transparent process. So we made a conscious decision that introducing the budget should not be the end of the explanation. It should be the beginning of the public conversation. We provided the council and residents with detailed budget information and departmental operating budget. We publicly explained the major financial pressures affecting the city. And on July 28th, we conducted public departmental budget hearings involving the police, fire, public works, human services, and code enforcement. Those hearings were very important to give you an understanding of those 5 major budgets that don't just that take it beyond the numbers and deal with the services that are provided for our residents that justify those costs. Our directors had an opportunity to explain directly to council and to the public what their departments do, what they accomplish, the challenges they face, how resources are being used, and what they are working to accomplish next. We asked questions, the council asked questions, members of the public asked questions, and they were able to get answers directly. So the municipal budget, as we've talked about as a glance, it's a 4.587 increase to the municipal tax levy. That equates to a $213.27 estimated annual municipal impact. And that's per year, obviously. That's based on the average assessed value of $250,900. So it's a $17.77 impact monthly for our residents. And that's just the municipal portion. That's the only portion we control. So this is what we talk about is it's important to just not only talk about the increase, but talk about what went into the increase. And the important here is, Jill and I worked together on this, and Jill came up with a good way of allowing the residents to understand this part. So the primary drivers of the 2026 municipal tax levy increase are attributable to a limited number of significant cost drivers, many of which are either state mandated or necessary investments to protect essential municipal operations and public services. So as we talked about and we showed in the first presentation, that behind the scenes, the professionals talk about cents. So this was a 9-cent municipal tax increase. So over 7 of those cents are attributed to the 5 major factors: technology modernization and cybersecurity responses, 577,000. So following the cyber incident, the 2026 budget includes approximately 462,000 for critical technology infrastructure, cybersecurity software, hardware, and system security enhancements, together with 115,000 for specialized staffing and technical expertise needed to strengthen the city's cyber resilience and protect municipal operations. So that's about 1.6 cents. Utility and fuel costs about 385,000. Your gas is going up, our gas is going up. There's no difference, and our gas is probably going up even more because you're able to shop it around. We have to choose one which they know they're getting that we have to choose that gas company. Estimated tax impact is 1 cent on that, and that includes your electricity, natural gas, water, fuel, and other utility related costs, as well as the gas prices. Debt service, capital investment, 300,000. That's about 1 cent. Increased debt service reflects the city's continued investment in critical infrastructure, equipment, long-term capital improvements that preserve public assets, support future growth. Salary and wages, 432,000. That's about 1.2 cents, primarily attributable to negotiated collective bargaining agreements, contractual wage adjustments, and other personnel obligations necessary to maintain municipal operations and service delivery. And the last category, which is a big one, is state mandated pension contributions, 715,000. That estimated tax rate impact is 2 cents. So pension costs increase significantly in 2026, driven largely by a 622,000 increase in the police and fire retirement system contributions required by the state of New Jersey. The people who put into that those funds deserve to receive funding when they retire. The promise needs to be kept, and we as a municipality have to continue and make sure we maintain that promise. But it's at a cost, 2 cents of this 9-cent increase. So collectively, these 5 cost drivers account for approximately 7 of the 9 cents municipal tax increase. The remaining increase is distributed across numerous operating departments and reflects the cumulative effect of inflation, higher operating expenses, contractual obligations, insurance, supplies, and other costs required to maintain the high level of municipal services residents rely upon every day. This is a breakdown of understanding your budget or the tax increase. So the municipal portion is 4.58%. Municipal, that's $213 that we said. Library is a $23 increase, county $143 increase, open space $20 increase, schools $178 increase. So your total increase is roughly about $577. All we control is 37% of that, or the municipal portion equates to 37% of the increase. The rest is all those other entities, which all we do is provide the tax bill for them and collect tax dollars for them. We have no control over the school budget, the county budget, open space, or library. Those are mandated. So altogether, this is a budget that is responsible and responsive and tried to maintain what we were, our goal of making sure that the residents are served, that we were providing the public safety aspect for our residents, and making sure that we are doing what we're supposed to do for you. And we are doing it responsibly. So the 2026 budget, it's more than just numbers, as hopefully this shows. It's promises that we keep to serve you, and hopefully you're feeling those services every day. Before I close out and let this get to the public hearing and vote, I just want to say that we appreciate everybody who is involved in this process. Jill, of course, the finance department, all of the department heads, particularly the city council and Mayor Cava for their leadership in all of this, but most importantly, the residents. As Mayor Cava said it earlier, the residents who called, gave questions, gave advice, reached out to the city council, gave advice and thoughts to this budget. It means a lot. So it means accountability for us. It means efficiency. It means teamwork. And above all, it means results for you. So we really appreciate everything. And we've accomplished a great deal to this point, and we're going to accomplish more as we go through this year. And I'm confident that working together, we will do that. Thank you very much, Council President.
Thank you. Okay. So now public hearing on the calendar year 2026 municipal budget. I need a motion to open to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Okay, it's open to the public about the budget.
Vince Macul, 215 Sheridan Street. During your presentation to the different departments, Councilmember Peralta asked the fire chief, were there any challenges that he foresees going forward in the new year or whatever? I don't think he's here at this time, but I'd like to address that. I think his answer was that overtime would be one challenge. I do believe I questioned it, maybe you could question it yourself, whether Woodbridge closing the Caseby firehouse would be some sort of challenge going forward to the future. The city has a lot of developments along the Smith Street corridor. And I think that you need to be safe about and protect the residents of the city. I like to, second of all, I heard the Public Works Director, I think he was thorough, and those men work hard. That's why. And why do I say that? I've seen that in the morning when they pick up garbage. I've seen that in cleaning the parks and being respectful. I like to say the park is being used right now, I'm sure, by trainers. So I like to say that directly, that those gentlemen work hard. I did not see exactly how many staff or how many workers he actually had during his presentation. So those are something I addressed. The third point is, according to the record I see, there's much accumulated leave time that's due people who are major administrators, the fire chief, the police chief, the human service director, in terms of almost a half a year due them. The city has to be responsible and understand how programs can go forward if these people unfortunately lose through sicknesses or something, that they have to take time off. Specifically say to human service, we have a rent board that needs vivid support, thorough support for the city. I've yet to see that the city is going to do that in significant ways. The evidence by that is there was a recent case, and that case should be actually before us by this time, but it's being put off because there is not enough concern or enough human capital being put into that. I know that the city has moved ahead towards utilizing Rutgers University as a resource for human service office, and that could be rent. I compliment that because the city thoroughly needs to get on board with protecting the renters and the landlords.
Thank you. Anyone else on the budget?
Hello, my name is Hector Gonzalez, 177 Market Street. I have a question here. It says 4.8, the municipal came out to $213. How come the library is not included with that? How come it's in like in a different slide?
Council President.
And,
Okay. Sorry.
Okay,
Do you have any more?
you want to let him
Yeah, sorry.
finish, and then you can
okay.
address every question you got.
Okay.
Go ahead. Are you
Okay,
done
and then
with
the
your
second
question?
part about that is, I see you have the county, the open space, and the school. Could make that a little simpler, and could all that be added in the total percentage that the taxes is going up? Because over here it's like hard to figure out. Like, what's it when you add all this up? What's the total? Is it over 10%, 9%? How much is it? That's all I got to ask. Thank
Okay.
you very much.
Thanks. As far as the library, the state mandates the library cost. So the tax isn't set. We don't change the tax on the library. We have no control over that. That's why it's broken out separately. And that all of the other ones are broken out separately because we have no control over that. All we have control over is the 4.587%. That's what we have control over.
I just want to know, when you add all this up, what's the percentage? If they do that, the library, the county, all its open space, when they add it up,
Yeah.
how much is really the total?
I think
Maybe
it
we had
was
it,
on the
yeah.
slide.
Yeah, I had it. I think it was like 7 or 8%. I forget what it was.
If I may, I actually have
Okay.
the overall percentage. We use the average assessment for residential property of $250,900. They would see a 7.24% increase overall.
Oh.
Yep.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public hearing.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? We're gonna wait for Stacy. She had to step out for a little bit. She'll be right back.
Should we play
Okay.
music while we're waiting then?
Jeopardy.
Um,
Council President, just so you're aware, the CFO advised that the state has approved the budget for adoption.
Yeah, that's the part that I wanted to,
Sign the old resolution. This is the one from December. Yeah. Mr. Opal?
Don't sign it.
This is the December
sign it.
one. The original. What? No, you didn't. Come on, sir.
time is up for you.
We're sending, this is all we're sending.
Yeah, we're rescinding it. Okay, thank you, sir. Sir. No, you're a comedian. You're Irish.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Council President, I just want to advise that we did clear through with the Division of Local Government Services on the review of the budget, and we are cleared to adopt, should you choose to do so this evening.
Thank you. Okay, R 298-826, adopting the calendar year 2026 municipal budget. I need a motion.
Second,
Councilwoman Cruz Batista,
yes.
Councilwoman Morales,
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta,
Yes.
Councilman Puccio,
Yes.
Council President Tejeda.
Yes. Okay, that will eliminate 299, correct?
Yes.
So we don't need 299, which it will be authorizing an emergency temporary since it was adopted. Now we don't need that, R 299.
Somebody just crossed that out.
Yes.
That easy, huh?
Okay, so I know, Ms. Buccio, which one is your,
I'm gonna tell you right now.
no, which, what number is it?
328.
328, 826.
328, 826. Okay, so we'll do that one separate. Anyone else wants to do some separate?
No.
Okay,
I'm
so,
good.
are you good?
Yep. I'm good.
Okay. So the consent agenda is R 300, 826 through R 325, 326 and 327 we're taking out, and R 329 through R 334, 826. I need a motion
Move it.
for the consent agenda.
Second,
Councilwoman Cruz Batista,
yes.
Councilwoman Morales,
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta,
Yes.
Councilman Puccio,
Yes.
Council President Tejeda.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Puccio, I give you the mic for 328.
Thank you, Madam President.
Okay, get close to the mic.
I'm gonna do that right now. How's that? Good?
Okay, good.
Back in December, we passed an ordinance, honoring the people that were assigned to Ground Zero. And at that time, I was under the belief it was 6 police officers. And come to find out during the course of the last several months that I missed somebody.
Okay.
So I'm going to read the resolution again,
Okay.
if I have that, and I will include his name. Resolution of the City of Perth, resolution number R 328-826. Resolution of the City of Perth Amboy, County of Middlesex, New Jersey, recognizing the 25th anniversary of September 11, 2001, and rescinding R 514-1225. Whereas nearly 3,000 civilians were killed in the attacks on September 11, 2001. Whereas the fire department, police department, first responders, government workers, emergency personnel, volunteers respond immediately to horrific events. Whereas New York City suffered the loss of 400 first responders, 343 fatalities involving the fire department, September 11, 2001 is the largest loss of life in the emergency response agency in United States history. Now, Perth Amboy answered the call. Whereas the city of Perth Amboy also lost 2 community members that day, Isaiah Rivera and police officer Richard Rodriguez. And I'd just like to note that, I don't think the city or the council or anyone would ever forget the sacrifice that Richie Rodriguez made on that day. And this resolution doesn't reflect any of to discredit him in any way, but always to honor him. But when Perth Amboy answered the call, the following first responders were told to go to ground zero. And they were from the police department: Miguel Pellet Jr., Eddie Padilla, Frank Zegg, Carmelo Jimenez, John Marcinko Sr., Richard Zaleski, and the person that I missed the first time, Stephen Collane. From the fire department, Abraham Petrie, God rest his soul, Brian Cleary, Steve Vargo, Robert Cucci, John Reyes, Scott Bomersky, Timothy Gall, Robert Anderson, Mike Anderson, Brian Kenny, Robert Morawski, Anton Willemchek, Aaron Zolanowski, and George Miller. And it should be also noted on this night that there are several people that I've mentioned here that are ill from their exposure at ground zero. Whereas the impact of that day on public health continues throughout 2026 as thousands of people are at risk or suffering from negative health effects as a result of the events of September 11th. Whereas nearly 25 years later, the people of the United States and around the world continue to mourn the tremendous loss of innocent life on that fateful day. Now, therefore, be resolved that the Mayor, City Council of the City of Perth Amboy will recognize 2026, this 25th anniversary of those events on September 11, 2001, and offer their deepest and most sincere condolences to the family and friends and loved ones of the innocent victims that were lost that day. Honor the heroic service, action, and sacrifice of first responders, law enforcement personnel, state and local officials, volunteers, and countless others who aided the innocent victims of those attacks in doing so bravely and risked their own and gave their lives. And there were other people that went on their own and were assigned. One of them is Chief Catano, who went not only because Richie's wife needed to find out what was going on with Richie, but Chief Catano went. Captain Joanne Marks, Billy Dillon, Billy Tejan, just to name a few that went on their own. Frankie Cruz. I wish I could have known more. The volunteer firefighters from the city of Perth Amboy that went. So, at the end of the day, it wasn't just the people that were assigned. There were volunteers that went. So, be further resolved that on the 25th anniversary of this tragic day, the Mayor and City Council of the City of Perth Amboy will call upon all citizens of Perth Amboy to observe a moment of remembrance on September 11, 2026. Thank you, Madam President.
Okay, I need a motion.
Move it. Second.
Councilwoman Cruz Batista?
Yes.
Councilwoman Morales?
Yes.
Councilwoman Peralta?
Yes.
Councilman Puccio?
Yes.
Council President Tejeda?
Yes. All right, we had communication that we spoke about earlier. Also, we had the closed session. Now we go to public portion. 3 minutes maximum per speaker. I need a motion to open to the public
Move.
on any matter.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against?
Vince Mackiel, 215 Sheraton Street. Tonight you appropriated from a bond over $3 million for aerator at the Runyon watershed. I think that's indication the city is moving forward with trying to get better water and to service the people who need that. That's, from my point of view, the residents are a major part of why we need better water in Perth Amboy. Our council member, Puccio alluded earlier in the meeting how he's concerned directly asking Middlesex Water questions about why there was a lower water pressure, and it was murky. I experienced it myself. I don't want to show you, but I have a camera view of the water in that. So I think that's important. As United States citizens here in Perth Amboy, we need water for our own use to wash our bodies and to be able to drink some of it, not to be in danger. I'd like to point out one thing that I saw in the budget was if there's any agreement that the city has in shared service provided, I think you should provide it. I think it's demonstration tonight amongst the animal service people, cats, I mean, that in deserving of their service to the community, something should be done to provide them with a minimal compensation for the duties that they're doing. I see cats in my area as well. And I think the sensitivity that I felt in listening to that group was real. So again, here's the sheets that I saw, Sheriff. Is there anyone that was filled out in the budget? Does the city have any shared service agreements at all? And I think it's important as I address the situation with the firehouse closing in the Caseby area, that the fire chief would probably say this, that there has been, and I've only lived in Perth Amboy for 13 years, so maybe I don't have all the information, but I'm sure there's been consistent communication with the Woodbridge. I'm a healthcare worker. I know people interact in various facilities in this town in Perth Amboy. It's something to investigate sometime. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, I need a motion to close public portion.
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Okay, council comments. Councilwoman Cruz Batista.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for those who have participated. And I do want to say thank you to Councilman Puccio for reading Resolution 328 and for your advocacy, and Chief as well, and all the officers and all those who were there at the line of duty. I know that September 11th is coming up, so it's crucial to remember those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. And we pray for those who are continuing to feel the ramifications and the effect of what occurred that day. And I know that our council president was there as well that day, on September 11th. Additionally, I just want to say thank you as well for the budget. It was a very transparent budget, and here we are. Thank you so much. And just as summer is approaching and finishing up, just keep in touch with all the events that are occurring. And that's pretty much it. Have a good evening, everyone, and stay safe.
Thank you. Councilwoman Morales.
Just want to also thank everyone again that came and participated, especially also to that group that with the cats. That it was great to see them here voicing out their concerns and opinion. I just wanted to say, I know he's not here anymore, but he was here earlier. I wanted to wish our Deputy Mayor Miguel Morales, no, Miguel Arocho. It was his birthday today. Wishing him a happy birthday. Congrats to Isabel Pardo. I mean, I love hearing and having them being presented by a citation. These are the children of our future, and they're such great inspiration for other children as well. They're shaping our future. They're a great model to others. And congratulations to the United Dominican of Perth Amboy organization. You guys put together another wonderful festival. I was able to attend on Sunday, and wow, the turnout, and I'm sure you guys are exhausted. The challenges with the weather and everything, but it's people still came out and had a great time. And wow, the turnout was phenomenal. Great job. Kudos to you guys. Also, just a reminder, we have the e-bike ordinance in effect now, right, Chief? And how is that going? Is everything, you know, going okay? Hopefully, everything's going okay with that. I know there's probably going to be some challenges, you know, because it's still fairly new, but hopefully everyone gets to understand that that is very important, you know, the safety of everyone. And last but not least, summer is ending. And unfortunately, school is around the corner. And so just check the websites for more events coming up. I'm sure we still have a lot coming up. And that's it until our next meeting in September. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you. Councilwoman Peralta.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to piggyback off of Councilwoman Morales. I just wanted to say thank you to all of those that attended to the Dominican Festival. The United Dominicans did an amazing job with this festival, regardless the yucky weather. It was a great turnout. Nothing occurred that I know of. Thank you to the police department for all that they have done and keeping the residents safe during this weekend. In addition to summer is ending, so happy first day of school. I know we will not get to see everyone or meet prior to then, so happy first day of school. Enjoy the last very short weeks left of summer with your loved ones. And that is pretty much it. Have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you, Councilman Puccio.
Thank you, Madam President. I just have to give a large shout out to the BA and Joe Goldie because they made it simple to understand where the
Yes.
money is, how it comes in, where it goes, and that, you know, it's not complicated to look at. And that takes a lot of work to make it that way and make it reader simple. And believe me, for me, that was good. And, you know, and I understand that sometimes I talk a lot about September 11th, but it means something to me. You know, I don't know what it's like to be the council president who was there. I mean, I went on my own there, you know, and aside from, you know, the council president, me, and I know the chief was there, you know, those are things that'll never be erased in minds. And matter of fact, tonight, the guy that came here with his wife to talk about with the cats, I was talking to him in the hallway. He's a retired New York City firefighter that was also there on September 11th. So, you know, as we get closer, it is important never to forget. And we will never forget. You know, I said it before, we'll never forget Richie, and we'll never forget Isaiah. And, you know, and for the people that are ill right now, you know, it's important for us to remember them too. So, but I want to thank the council president for putting up with me, my council mates for putting up with me, and definitely the BA and the city attorney for putting up with me. And
The
but
clerk.
and the clerk for putting up with me. But you know, when the time comes, I'm gonna miss you guys when I'm not here anymore. And you know, look, everything I do comes from my heart. And you know what? Sometimes I wear that on my sleeve also. You know, my intention is always to look out for people. You know, sometimes I might get at people aggravated, but believe me, it's not personal. It's just that I always want to do the right thing. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Puccio. And I also want to say thank you for everyone who came in tonight. I think the ladies and gentlemen that were here talking about the animals, we're taking that very serious, and we're going to have conversation about it, and we'll continue to provide the best service that we can for all our residents. I also want to say congratulations to Isabella Pardo. We're so proud. We have so many
Talented people.
talented students residents, and that makes us very proud. These are the future that is going to be sitting here and taking care of our city. So I'm glad that we're doing this, that from time to time we bring them to you to recognize them. And we also feel, I know that you feel proud about them. Thank you to their parents, because the parents are behind every child that does great things in our city. Thank you, Mr. Cryan, Jill, Goldie, and everyone who was involved, all the directors that also worked so hard with this budget. Um, and I know there was a lot of speculation out there that were sending the negativity that is common on their comments. And but this administration, and I know the work that they do is to make the best for our residents, and this budget represents that. Thank you, Mr. Cryan, for that presentation. I think, like Mr. Bucho said, it made it very simple for us. And everyone who attended the Dominican Festival, thank you for being there. I know we had rough time, but it's amazing how people like to go and have a good time. Thank you to the police, to all the volunteers, to United Dominicans of Perth Amboy and ID Entertainment, who makes this possible every year. Thank you, and thank you for behaving to all who attended, because I know the chief gets a little nervous about all those people, but thank God everything went well. I'm very proud of my community, of everybody who attends. I know people come from all over, and they behave. So thank you. Looking forward to have good things happening in Perth Amboy. Good luck to the new school year, to all the kids. Get ready, start going to bed early, because you have to get up early again. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the summer, and have a good night. I need a motion to adjourn.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Have a good night, everybody.
You too.
Well done.
Good job.